Good evening, folks, and welcome to an all-new Checkered Flag talk show. Yes, we are back. Don't adjust your screens. Don't change that channel. You really do see Johnny Miskell in the house tonight. Man, it's been a while. How you been, man?
Pretty good, pretty good.
Right on. Well, we got some interesting... We're going to get to our guests of honor in a moment, but I want to talk about some interesting things that have been developing. The big things for the Checkered Flag in 2012. One of them is we're going to actually take a little road tour. We've got several spots. We're going to be actually going to the Outlaw go-karts of Ukiah, happening at the indoor barn there over there at the Lakeport Fairgrounds. We're going to be there on site. We've also are in talks with Lindell for Lindell Sports Stop to do some stuff there. The Moose Lodge wants to host a show. And one of the most important ones we're going to be doing, Johnny, and we'll talk about that later when we're done with our guests, but the most important one we're doing actually is the Daytona 500 party, the 17th annual. We're going to be there live too. Well, I want to get to our guest of honor. Our first guest, now get this, Johnny, 2010 Delbert Memorial Raceway Most Improved in the Box Stock Division of Outlaw Go-Karts. Inspired, and Danica Patrick she's inspired by, and she loves Danica Patrick quotes. And you know, I really hope that I didn't take any questions out of the thing tonight with that introduction. But no, we got none other than Jenna Perkins in the house. How
Hi.
you doing, Jenna?
I'm pretty good.
Hi, nice to meet you. Glad to have you here. We'll talk about your trophies. You got some big trophies. We'll talk about those in a while. Well, first off, how old are you?
I'm 11.
Sweet. Now tell us the story about how you got started with auto racing in the Outlaw go-karts.
Well, my cousin Marissa Polizzi, she introduced our family to it, and my dad brought me up to one of the races to watch, and I saw it and really wanted to do it. I thought that would be really fun to do, so I got a beginner box stock for Christmas in 2007.
Oh, cool.
And it was so far the best Christmas present I've ever gotten.
I was going to say it was probably your best Christmas present, wasn't it?
Definitely.
Sweet. So does anybody in your family race besides you, or are you actually the first of your family?
I'm the first of my family.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
maybe you might have some your brothers and sisters maybe follow?
No,
No?
Kylie, my sister's not a great one. She tried.
Ooh.
And
Now,
it didn't turn
you
out.
know we are live, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to make
Not
sure.
a great one.
Okay, Johnny, I'm sure you got some questions for the girl. And again, welcome back, man. It's great to have you back in the house.
Thank you. It's good to be back, Shannon. So how many years you been racing?
I've been racing for like 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
It's been a long time. It doesn't seem like it's been that long.
You're
though.
progressing very, very well too, by the way.
Thank you.
I was noticing how fast you were getting throughout the weeks, coming into the winter series and stuff, and you've really, really stepped up your game a lot.
Thank you. I've been trying so hard to get up there and keep going.
I know she
Get
seemed.
better.
I know she seemed. I mean, you're extremely confident. Where do you get your confidence from? Is that a Danica thing? I know she's different.
I
Very much
guess.
inspires you. So do you watch her and?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a big
Right.
fan of her.
Sweet. Well, right on. That's pretty exciting. And you know, Doc, you're saying how she's definitely moving up, man. The 2010 Delbert Memorial Raceway Most Improved in the Box Stock. Tell us about that.
Well, like I wasn't doing very good at the beginning of the year because it was kind of new to me.
Right.
And so I just was, I guess, learning, and as I learned, I just progressed, and it was the most improved kart.
Sweet, right on. And I want to talk about the different stock divisions out there. For the people who are watching who may not know, maybe we could talk a little bit about what an Outlaw go-kart is. You can explain the best way there.
Well, I'm not really sure. Like the beginner box stocks are kind of like the beginners, and they run with the restrictor plate. And then once you get up to the box stock division, it's pretty much the same motor except without the restrictor plate. And then the 125s and 250s are just bigger motors, and
Okay.
then you get to the 500s.
And you can go all the way up to the 500s. Now after you got a big car here, we'll talk about in a little while. But after the 500s, the next step would be this here, which is an actual sprint,
Yeah,
a dirt sprint. So these are basically mini versions of the dirt sprint there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right on. You got some questions for her, Johnny?
So what do you find most difficult in racing? I mean, I watch you guys go out there and you run around, and it almost hurts me to watch you guys. Your heads are all bobbing around and running through the ruts and stuff. What do you find the most difficult thing about making a lap around the racetrack?
Probably my competition sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes my competition isn't very experienced, and it's kind of hard because they're kind of all over the place.
It kind of happens in all divisions too, trust me. 'cause
yeah.
when I raced
And-
modifieds, it was like that too.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to figure out like where they're going to go to try and make the best possible and most clean pass that you can make.
Sweet. Well, you did you get kind of you got started kind of late in that division, did you?
Yes.
Okay, so are you the oldest out there in that division?
I am.
Okay,
and
so I can understand how that would probably be a little difficult for you.
Yeah.
A lot of them are a lot younger than you are.
Mhm.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So you're just kind of you're finding your niche right now in the racing. Do you have a preferred track? I know they got the outside track. They got Delbert's Memorial Raceway. Tell us about that track.
That track, I like that track. It's big. I like the big tracks better than the small tracks, and I like the tracks that are banked. They're just easier to
Okay, you like the
drive.
bank tracks.
Yeah.
Okay, you go a lot faster when you're on at Delbert's. You go a lot quicker.
Yeah, it feels like I go a lot quicker than I do in the indoor
Right.
track.
And that's a clay track. I know the other one's indoor dirt.
Yeah.
You ever thought about possibly going to paved tracks at all?
Not really.
No?
I want to stick to dirt.
Right, you want to stick to dirt? Sweet. Right on. So, for the listeners who may not know either, we were talking about what an Outlaw go-kart is, and you were also talking about, Johnny, you were talking about a restrictor plate earlier, and a thought came to my mind about the restrictor plate, if you can explain what that is.
I'm not really sure what it is.
You're not sure what it is?
I just know that it
Restrictor
kind
plate
of
is?
like, I think it like does something with the
Just-
motor, obviously. But
Johnny may
I'm
Johnny
not
may
for
be able
sure.
to answer that.
Basically what it is, you've got a carburetor that may have a hole like this into it, and what they do is they put a restrictor plate between the carburetor and the manifold that chokes that down to a smaller hole,
Okay.
which gives it less horsepower. Basically what they're trying to do is restrict the horsepower. So they slow them down a little bit until they get used to it, which she already has.
Right,
and
right.
Then they take that off and you go faster.
Sweet. So you're racing a box. You're racing a box right now.
Yes.
All right. So how you got anything lined up for as far as next year? You got any 250s or?
Next year, I'm really hoping to get a 250 because I'm too big for my car, too big for my division.
Yeah, you're
and-
getting a little big for that car. You know, I wish we had
Yes.
that car here, but let's talk about this though. Let's talk about your trophies. I don't know if we can reach them, Johnny. Maybe you can reach it better than I can.
Without running
I can't
anything
either.
over.
Let's try to get him back here.
I'm so sore from working out. Oh,
Oh, that one's like really wobbly, so.
Yeah, Johnny. Johnny. Yeah,
All
man, you're looking
This
pretty.
one's big.
You're looking pretty buff there, man.
yeah, right.
Yeah. I know
Feeling
the
it.
table. The funny thing is, I think Johnny prefers the table, and so do I, because it hides from here down. So
I lost a little bit of that.
Yeah, looks like you did. I got to catch up with you, man. But let's talk about this this big trophy here. Where did you get this? That's almost as big as you, actually.
It is, I think.
It was.
Almost as big
Yeah,
as me.
almost as big as her, if not bigger.
Yeah, so this one is from 2009 and 2010. It's an older one, and it's from the indoor series, which is what we're running now. And
Okay.
it was my box stock still, and it was the third place trophy. This is like the best I've gotten in points. This is the third place.
How are you
for
running in points now? Do you have any idea?
I think I'm like seventh or
Seventh.
fifth. I'm
Fifth.
a fifth.
How does the point system work? I know how it works in paved track racing. Does it
gonna-
work the same? How does it work in dirt track?
In dirt track, I think it's just like you get like best time. It gets you points, or like if you get a certain if you win a race, you get more points than obviously the other ones. But
Right. Another thing that's different too, I noticed, and Johnny could probably elaborate on this too. The way you guys qualify is different too. You qualify in packs instead of one car at a
Yeah,
time.
we do our qualifying mix with our hot laps, and that's kind of newish to me. Like I wasn't used to that. I was used to just like how I started for the first 2 years.
Okay.
I think it was like we were doing just single car.
Oh,
but
you were
then-
doing single car to start with. Is that
Yeah.
something they changed recently then?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I liked it more. I liked it better as the single car because I seemed to do better.
Yeah, yeah. It's also a lot harder, I think, but they do like what, 3 cars at a time?
Like 3 or 4, yeah.
Yeah, and then the warm-ups, and then the warm-up laps are actually the same. You guys go a bunch of cars at a time out there, and they time you that way too as well, right?
Yes.
That makes it much more difficult to try to get up in the points there.
Yes.
Sweet.
Definitely.
So I want to know, you got some. First, talk about your short-term goals. What are your short-term goals for racing right now?
Right now is probably to get like first or second in the point system for this season or next season.
Sweet. That sounds like a really good goal.
Yeah.
And what about long-term?
I want to either get up into the dwarf cars or get up into the big
You said
410 sprint cars.
The what cars?
The dwarf cars.
Okay. You know what those? Explain what those are, because I actually don't know what the dwarf car is.
They're like
Johnny, I think Johnny does. Johnny's going like this because I'm sure it costs money.
The 410 sprints? Oh, yeah.
I want
Right.
to get up to the 410 sprints too. But like the dwarf car is kind of like more enclosed. It doesn't have the wing on the top.
Oh, okay. So so the dwarf
It's like a
car is the
legend.
wingless car.
Basically a legend without.
Yeah, it's a legend but on dirt.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
but
that's,
on dirt,
that's
open motor, but
that's a
bigger
pretty
motor.
Good, that's a pretty good goal. Now, how about your that was your long term? How was your long term? You want to get into I think NASCAR obviously offers dirt track racing as well
Yeah,
on the national circuit.
Yeah, or I would like to get into like the World of Outlaws. That's like my biggest goal, is to get into the World of Outlaws and race a sprint
Yeah,
car.
the guy that helps us out over at RealFast.tv. Hopefully it's working tonight. But over at RealFast TV, he does a lot of he sponsors a lot of those cars. Actually, down in Bakersfield, they got some big tracks down there. And I was going to ask you too. I wish we could have had your cart tonight. We have some pictures we can put up on there of a cart that we can have. Oh, there should be, and the pictures are on the side there.
There's some pictures right here.
Our text
Yeah,
being
there's
funny.
pictures
Yeah,
on
we
the
had pictures
bottom.
on the bottom too. That have a look at her cart. But I mean, what do you offer your sponsors? Are you looking for sponsors right now?
I am.
Okay, this is your time to shine. Those businesses out there that are watching, basically, you're trying to sell sponsor right now. So what would be the best way you would offer it? What could you offer them, basically?
We are like in need of a sponsor really bad, so that I can get better and have better equipment that I need to
Right.
be up with the other cars and be able to place better in my races.
Sweet.
So-
And what you offer, is that like something like I've noticed they get a sticker on their car?
Yeah, you get like you could get like the whole wing panel with the sticker on it, like your business and your phone number. They'll like advertise for you.
Oh, sweet. And then of course shows like this, you can, when you get out there and you tell them, I ask you for your sponsors, you give the sponsor name out too. So on stations like this that are on the World Wide Web, and any kind of publicity too. So hey, you know what? I'm telling business out there, sponsor this girl. She's on fire. Sponsor her.
I do have 2 sponsors right now.
Oh, you do? Cool.
Yeah, I have Effects Graphics, and they do like my final graphics, and they do like banners and stuff for me, and T-shirts. They do like screen printing.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so they'll do T-shirts.
Now, is that like, do they put money sponsor, or is that just what they give you? Like, I know that there's a lot of barter sponsoring in racing, which is really good, especially if you're in need of a tire or something. And
Yeah,
so is it kind of like a barter sponsor?
It's more of just like doing that for us as like a,
Instead of charging you money for it, they do it for you for free.
for free. And
Now, that's
then-
pretty cool, actually. I like that.
Yeah, and then we have Lucer Auto Body, who does our painting for our car. He paints.
sweet.
He paints
It
it.
looks cool.
Are we ringing? I wonder if that's us. I don't see
Sounds
a
like
light
it.
on. Anyway, yeah, I want to talk about that. We have a hotline. You can call in and talk to this girl. Drop my thing here. You can call in and talk to this girl. 707-462-1407. If you're watching in UBC TV land, you can call us here from out here at Ukiah and beyond, of course, on the World Wide Web at realfast.tv. I really hope that's working tonight. Anyway, so the hookups are ready to go. I don't want to get too far off the beaten path here. We were actually on her trophies. We kind of got sidetracked, so we have 2 more here. Let's talk about this little one right here. If you can't reach it, it's fine, Johnny.
There's 2 little.
Yeah, there's
the
this
2
one
of them.
here.
That one's my. This is like my favorite racetrack, Core Speedway
okay.
up in Dixon.
Oh,
It's my
really?
favorite because it's like the biggest and the widest.
Did
and
you race this last weekend?
I did not.
She just
wanted
answered one of
to.
my questions, what her favorite track, so that's cool to know that. And first we'll start with that one, since that's in front of Johnny in there.
So this one.
Nice looking, actually.
This
I love these.
This is my 2011 Core Speedway main event win. It was my first ever, and so far my first main event win. And then that one, it was the same night actually.
Oh,
I
wow.
had won the
Double whammy. What about that?
I think
and I
I
had
see
won
what's
the
your favorite
trophy
track.
dash. Yeah. And
Yeah, I
it
can
was
see
my
that too.
And I finished first in the trophy dash, and
Wow, sweet. So you got a first and two. No wonder that's your favorite track. Right on.
so that
yeah.
was like a
I've been
good
by there
night for
before.
us.
Yeah, I guess it was,
We
huh?
kind of swept.
Right.
Where should I-
Oh, okay, yeah. So we can actually see. We don't want that in front of any of our
In front of my face.
wonderful faces out here. In front of Johnny's, it's okay though.
Perfect, yeah.
Just kidding. You got some more questions for her, Johnny? And of course, if anyone wants to call in and ask her questions, 707-462-1407. I did put the shout out over Facebook, so hopefully, if we're not on Streamland, you'll get a copy of this put up on YouTube tonight. 707-462-1407. Now, I understand you got a lot of friends out there that race too.
I do.
Sweet. You want to talk about some? I know Tess Miller, I think is her name.
Yeah, Tess Malore. She's new to racing. It's her first season, and she's
Oh, wow.
she's doing pretty good for her being her first season. She's not afraid to get out there and step on it and try and get in there with the boys.
Sweet. Yeah, I was gonna ask you what your thoughts on her were. Boy, this girl's ahead of me, man. She must be. She read my notes yet. You
may have a new co-host if I can't make it.
Yeah, Johnny, we may have a new co-host. Johnny, you got anything you'd like to ask her, man? I don't want to take all the
Who's the new
spotlight
friend?
from you
Is
here.
it a girl that races with us?
She races. Yeah, she races the Outlaw go-karts.
Oh, she's the number 22 car?
Yeah, the
Oh,
22 and
okay.
the black and pink.
Yeah,
and
she's
the
doing pretty
250s.
good, yeah. So on this paint scheme that you have for this year's car, which is really cool looking, who designed that?
FX Graphics.
Okay.
Ivan Warden. He does really good with this, and
Yeah, he sponsored us here too at the Checkered Flag show.
Yeah, he's done some sponsors here. As a matter of fact, he made our, which we don't have right now, but he made our banner. I'm in the process of moving, so I've got stuff in boxes. Hence, I don't have the shirt, and Johnny does.
Usually he has and I don't.
Yeah, usually it's the shoes and the other foot this time. But yeah, he made our banner for us too, and just I want to give them a big shout out while we have a chance now. AFX Graphics, and you can actually, for more information, you can go to www.goafxgraphics.com. Right? Yeah, goafxgraphics.com. That's
Say that 3 times real quick.
Yeah, man, that's a tongue twister there, right? Say that a bunch of
They're
times.
really good. I really recommend them to people.
Sweet. Also, something else too that I just found out. You have a like page now.
I do.
Yeah, so we
Yeah,
got.
I just made that the other
I know.
day.
I see you got 27 on there. We got to boost it up and get some more likes on our like page.
Yes, please.
What is
So
a like
you can
page?
just type in Jenna Perkins. Now, can they find
On
it on
Facebook.
your regular Facebook? Link it.
It's on my it's on my regular Facebook, and then it should be down under like the pages that I have.
Right.
And then it's called DG Racing.
Oh, DG
So,
Racing. What
yeah.
does that stand for?
DG. We thought about it at the beginning, and because I'm a big daddy's girl, we thought daddy's girl racing.
Oh,
so
there you
DG
go. I
Racing.
like that. I'm sure he'd be happy hearing that on live on air too. Again, 707-462-1407. I got a few more questions, but I want to talk about some of our sponsors. Of course, we said GoFXGraphics.com. Fast Lube Plus has stepped back on board.
Great.
And he's going to be sponsoring
Danny.
part of our little road tour we're doing. And he's located at 765 State Street, right here in Ukiah. Stop by into Fast Lube Plus and tell him that the Checkered Flag Talk Show sent you. Right on. So the next question I have for you is, well, I actually want to know where you're going from here. Do you have a race this coming weekend?
I think I'm pretty sure
I was going to ask you for racing this weekend because I have no clue.
Oh, Johnny
think I
Johnny
do.
doesn't even know.
I don't even know.
Well, to get the whole schedule, you can actually go, and that's how you can find out where we're at too, because we're going to be following the Outlaw go-karts of Ukiah, and to find out that tour, you can go to www.ukiyaspeedway.com. Now, ukiyaspeedway.com, all you got to do is click on you have to have a PDF format. Click on the 2011 indoor, and it'll give you the entire on there. You should be doing that, Johnny. You're online. You're online 24. Every time I turn it on, I see you on Facebook.
Well, now I am because I'm doing the promotional thing for our little charity that drive we're doing for kids.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. That's a really awesome thing. I'm hoping you can make it to that.
Yeah,
The Daytona
we're
500. Yeah, we might have to get you out there as a guest. Maybe you can help us out. You could be like a co-host for.
I would definitely.
Yeah, because
do
we're going
that.
to be there. We're actually going to be there all day. It's going to be an all-day thing. We're going to be there from 10 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. Johnny Miskell is going to be. They're going to be giving away a big screen TV in which the ticket sales for that raffle ticket go to the homeless kids, and it's just really awesome thing.
That's good.
Yeah. Well, sweet. Anyway, I want to get on to some other stuff. That concludes our interview. But if anybody has any questions, do you want to hang out with us? Just in case anyone wants to call in.
Yeah.
You can hang out with us. Cool. Yeah. 707-462-1407. And I'm sure you got some input too you'd like to give on some of the stuff that Johnny and I. Oh, we got a call in already. Hello, you're on the air with the Checkered Flag Talk Show.
Hi, is Jenna on that show?
Yes, Jenna Perkins is on.
Oh, we have a question for her.
Sure, absolutely. Go ahead.
We want to know how it feels to be a girl racer racing with all those boys.
Ooh, that's a really good question.
It feels like good that we're like spreading the girls coming out, because at first people were thinking, oh, girls can't do this, they can't do that, they're a girl, it's like a boys sport, but we're showing them that girls can do it and we're just as good as them.
Yay, Jenna!
That's
Good girl.
good.
We went and saw you race. This is Tina and Tony.
Hi, Tony.
Oh, hi. How are you?
Hi, Tina.
Yeah. Are you guys? Now, are you guys able to watch? Is it working on not the Ustream, but the realfast.tv tonight?
No, we can't see it. It's a black screen. We just get a black screen.
Yeah. You can never rely on technology. Yeah. Well, the guy that normally does it, He's normally there, but he's out of town. He does a lot of cool stuff too. In fact, he works for the Sprints. He works for the Sprints in Bakersfield, and right now he's doing something with a cancer society, with doing some fundraisers. So usually if he's there, nothing goes wrong. But you know, like I said, technology is never 100%.
Yes, we know that.
Yeah.
About 50% with us.
About 50% with us, yeah. Yeah, well, see, we need, not to take nothing away from this girl, but we need sponsors too. You want to see that stuff work out? And we could be, you know, we need sponsors also.
All righty.
All right, well, thank you so much for calling in.
All right,
Thank
we
you.
love
Alright.
you, Jenna.
All
Love you
righty.
too.
Bye-bye.
Bye, sweetie.
Oh, embarrassing. And I called it, Johnny. I had a feeling everything would do with the internet. But you know what? Oh, there's another one. Wow, popular girl. Hello, you're on the air with the Checkered Flag Talk Show.
Hello.
Hi, how are you tonight?
Good.
Sweet. Can we ask who's calling?
What?
Can we ask who's calling? What's your name?
Okay.
Sweet. Do you have a question for Jenna or a shout out? You want to ask Jenna a question?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
What's your favorite part about racing? My favorite part about racing would probably be being with all my friends and meeting new people at the racetrack, and of course racing because it's fun and just, yeah, that's my favorite part of racing. Who's your favorite race car driver? Danica Patrick.
Sweet. Are you all finished?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
Do you know who that is?
Yeah.
That was cute. You know who that was? Who was that?
That was my friend's little sister.
Oh, that's cute. Like I said, you've got some fans out there, don't you?
Yes.
And a lot of people in racing. Sweet. Well, right on. Anyway, 707-462-1407 is the number. I'm hoping we can get Ron McConaughey to call in. He's been gone for a while. I'm sure he's got some diecast stuff to talk about. But while we wait for that, Johnny Miskell, I wanted to talk to you about some things that are happening. You've been really busy working on, and this is the 17th annual, am I correct?
Yes.
Sweet.
17th annual.
Sweet. So how are you doing on ticket sales right now?
It's coming along. I'm really getting a lot of help through Facebook with a lot of people as far as getting the word out and stuff like that. Ticket sales are starting to pick up, and I think my goal is pretty high. I'm going to stick by my goal. It's not going to be the end of the world if I don't make it, but we're hoping to raise $10,000 to give to Lake Family Resource Center, which will divvy the money out towards the kids as needed. But it's been a lot of fun so far. And like I said, I think that the ticket sales will come up, and I think we probably sold about, I don't know, $800 worth of tickets so far. So,
Oh, wow.
So it's been a good thing, and it's been a lot of work as far as trying to get the word out and stuff. But a lot of hours on the computer. Just keep pushing things to the front from everybody else that posts stuff that they want to sell and stuff. And like I said, we're getting a lot of help. Sponsors
Right.
and stuff like that for
Well, sweet. No, I wanted to ask you. No, you're not asking for cash sponsors this time. What you're actually doing is you're actually asking for sponsors to give.
anything.
So,
Because what we're doing this year is instead of doing just the TV raffle, we plan on doing other raffles. So far we've got like dinner for two at the Boathouse for lunch and dinner, or lunch and dinner. We picked up a $25 gift certificate from Main Street Bar and Grill in Clear Lake.
Sweet. And I had an offer just in the last week from Girlfriends. They do hair and nails and stuff. I got to get a couple from them. They said they're good for a couple of haircuts. Rico Roma Coffee Shop also. So I got to pick. So I got to do some work this week.
Anything just to boost and get the interest of the people. Last year we had about 150 people or so that came to the party.
There was a lot of people out there. And last year, one of Ukiah Speedway's own one actually, the big screen TV.
Yeah, Darren Silva.
Yeah, Darren Silva. Actually, we'll have to see if maybe. Now, is there such thing as double jeopardy with this? Could he win again this year?
He picked up a bunch of tickets, and he's actually being pretty good as far as trying to get some tickets sold for me too. So
I bet you'd like to win that big screen TV, huh?
Yes.
Yes, you would.
I definitely wouldn't mind it.
Is it a flat plasma screen or?
yeah, it's
no,
a 50-inch plasma.
Who donated it again?
A guy by the name of Larry who owns this is probably not gonna be good. Wine Transport is what he does. Is he transports wine from winery to winery, I guess, and he was grateful enough to pick up the pace and help us out with buying us a TV. So
Sweet.
we thank him very, very much, and and just hope it turns out to be a really good deal.
Well, right on. Well, I wanted to, since we got you back on the show, and you haven't been around in quite some time, Johnny, and I'm sure we've picked up some new listeners since then. I want to do a little interview with you, if that's okay, on what you on racing. But before I actually do that, I actually want to talk a little more about this Daytona 500. I'd like you to maybe some more information. Now, this is the 17th annual. When did you start this?
This all started 17 years ago with my family, believe it or not. And what we did is we just kind of got together with a couple friends, and it just progressively got bigger and bigger till the last time I did it was at my house, and there was like 200 people. And figured out that was a lot of people, a lot of responsibility that I have to make sure that people try to get home and don't crash each other drinking and stuff. So I decided to get out of the responsibility and take it to the boathouse, where Lou and Kathleen, both at the boathouse, decided.
The Boathouse Bar and Barbecue, and we came in at the 16th annual last year, and I'm real excited about being there. I definitely would like to put the word out as much as you can, as much as we can.
A lot of great things that are happening this year.
So the Resource Center, you're helping out. No, you're helping out for the. No, unfortunately, it's really sad, but there is a lot of homeless kids in Lake County, and the money does go to the Now, what does the Resource Center offer the homeless kids?
Basically their needs, whatever, if it's clothing, if it's bedding, if it's personal needs or something, that's probably what they get up and do. Last year we raised $5,500 for them.
Yeah, that was a lot. That was a good amount. I'm happy about that, man.
That's why I want to double it
Yeah.
this year. I'd be really
Hats
happy
off,
to give
yeah.
them $10,000, but we're going to go with what we can go with.
Let's try to double. Well, why can't we double it this year?
I've got a lot of great help right now.
You've already off to a very great start. We're what, roughly 2 months out?
Yeah. Yeah,
So it always happens on always happens on the Daytona 500 every year. So sweet. So that's cool to know about that. So I want to talk to you about how you got started in racing, Johnny. I know you. I know you. You've been in this for quite some years, and you started out actually racing yourself.
I started going to racing in 1976 with Bob and Nadine Strauss. I had moved next door to them and saw that there was a car that he had in his yard, and I thought that was pretty cool, and slowly got involved with Bob and Nadine so much that they're like my mom and dad, but got into racing through them, pitted for Bob for a couple years, and then the time came where I was asked if I wanted to be an official, and I said, sure, I'll do it. I started up lining cars in the pits, moved to a pit steward, and then moved into the flag stand 2 years later. Where I've been for
that's proved some challenges for you.
27 years, I think it is now. I've been doing it.
Yeah, 27 years.
This will be the 27th or 28th year, I think, that I'll be officiating for.
This is why I brought Johnny Miskell on board anyway, by the way, because I'm honestly, I could say humble. I'm wet behind the ears when it comes to racing. I've only been doing it for 3 years, and so now I find myself 3 years later at Ukiah Speedway, and then with this wonderful show. So. Bringing Johnny on board was the best thing that ever happened. And I'm sorry for those of you who think they're seeing deja vu. Maybe they are, but for those of you, we obviously have some new viewers. I have some new people that I'm in theater with that are watching tonight, and so this is why we're having this interview with you, because I wanted to get to know. And another thing that we've decided to do that we're changing with the checkered flag is we're actually going to be, since I am a theater actor, we're going to kind of coincide with the seasons. So when Ukiah Speedway and Northern California racing season's over, and then NASCAR is over, I mean, there's not really a whole lot that we could be doing. Yeah, she agrees. There's not really a whole lot that we could be doing here anyway. So I use that time for my extracurricular activities, and many know that I act in theater and other things. And so this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be looks like we're going to be shutting down about I would say close to Christmas, and then coming back after the New Year to kind of coincide with getting kicked off for the NASCAR season.
Right.
So I think that would be good to do that. And then like I said, we're going to be doing our tour. But back to you, Johnny. You said you've been doing this for 27 years, and you raced the modified, and so now you're now you're in the flagman stand, and you're flagging guys in the modified, and how was that transition for you?
It's kind of interesting because when I went to racing modifieds, Garland Cisco, had stepped up and became the starter at Lakeport Speedway, and anytime that they brought anything else that was of great interest, like BCRA came, I found myself being in the flag stand again. So there's a couple times where I would drive my car out, or my pit guy would drive the car out on the racetrack. I'd get out of the flag stand, into my car, race my car, get back, put it in the infield, get back out, finish the night out flagging. But it was a lot of it was
so
a
who
lot
would
of
flag
fun.
for you? Were you in the car? Would you flag while you're in the car?
Racing
with one
probably
hand.
Still have a
flagging with the
problem
other?
winning if I was even flagging for myself.
Maybe he raced with one hand and flagged with the other.
Me as a race car driver, me as a flagman, I think we could be boxing it out every night.
Yeah, you would be fighting yourself, wouldn't you?
But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of
Sweet.
fun. I miss the racing part, but I don't miss the work part because, as your dad could probably say, it can be a lot of work.
Right.
Yes,
lot of
from
work.
what I've seen, there is a lot of work.
And
Right,
the
so
bigger
what
the
is your-
car, the
what
more
does your
work.
dad what does your dad do in the racing business? I've actually spoke to him online, and he had some great pictures and stuff on there of different sprints.
He goes to Petaluma Speedway, and he kind of grew up there, as he says.
Right.
He was there like all the time, and so he just keeps going, and he pits and walks, like he helps people, or during the race he
Oh, just
helps
makes
pit
himself
with
available.
people.
Sweet.
Yeah.
See, that's kind of cool. I guess racing does kind of run. Racing does run in the family. I thought this would be a rare case because she said, no, but you know the father. So I guess it kind of started with the father. Cool. So Johnny, you know, back to you, man. You've been doing this for 27 years. Would you change anything if you could?
No, I mean this ride's been a lot of fun. Sometimes you know you get mad and you go home and you don't sleep real well at times, but you know this is part of the game. You know it's part of the deal, and you know people have asked me over the years why do you get so mad, and then you get over it. I got to. You know,
Yeah, you do.
If
get
I
mad,
was
you know,
to hold a
I've
grudge
seen
for
you-
everything,
I've seen you talk to guys that you've just wanted to, and then the next week you're clinking a beer with a glass of beer with them.
you know,
as
it's a very high
I've
end.
seen that,
It's
you
a
know,
high
just-
tension sport, man. You know, and of course I don't like to see the crashing and the bumping and banging too. I'm sure the people that go in the grandstands like to see stuff like that, but
Yeah, people do, and I want to ask you people like to see it from the grandstands. The fans love the crashing, but from a racer's perspective, probably
Crashing.
isn't so fun, is it?
No.
Right.
It's definitely not what the fans see. Like, they're like, whoa, that person just flipped, and that won't be a
Have you
big
flipped
deal.
yet?
I flipped twice, yes.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah,
Was
my
it fun?
My first flip I thought was really fun because, like,
She's
it
like
was,
I am. My first crash was really
it
fun.
was just like I went backwards and I closed my eyes and I was upside down and checking myself, am I okay? And it was fun, like, not during the time. Like, it was scary during the time, like, oh my gosh, I'm flipping, but then, like, after
And then when you climbed out, you were
done,
like, that was kind of fun, actually. Was that with
I actually stayed in the car after because the car was perfectly fine. That was my biggest worry once I figured out I was okay, is the car okay? Can I still race? Because it was in the main event.
That's a racer.
Right.
And I ended up, I can't believe I really remember this. I ended up getting 8th in that
Oh, wow.
race
Wow.
out of, I think it was like 16 or something like that. And I was really happy with myself. And I got out, I was like, well, that was kind of fun. And then my
Yeah.
second flip was actually last season in the summer series out at Delbert's Raceway.
Sweet.
And it was in hot laps.
Oh, wow.
Not a
Yikes, that
great
must-
way. Not a
Yeah.
great way to start out the day.
Yeah,
but
I guess not. You know, it happens. We've seen Danica Patrick be there a few times.
Yes.
And, you know, I remember her saying that. I remember her saying. She's the one that has a saying is that's just, what was it? That's just racing. Was she the one that said that?
yeah.
Johnny? Yeah, pretty much. And, you know, and it's just I see that a lot. But
It's a
anyway,
polite way of saying that she's pretty mad.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
nobody likes to
you
sit
know,
out.
when in reality she probably wants to have 101 swear. She probably wants to swear a lot, but yeah. So
She's a tough bird.
yeah, so that's cool. I'm kind of glad, you know, you got people that you look up to in racing like Danica Patrick. Hopefully you can get out there and meet her someday. Have you?
I have actually, and I was.
Oh, you have?
I got to hug her. I actually spent, I think it was like 5 minutes with her, and I was like a mess. I was crying, and it was like my dream come true.
So you
and
were like, no, were you able to talk to her about anything with the racing, or
We
did you be
kind
able to
of-
ask her advice or anything, or?
Not really, but we kind of talked about how I race, and I ended up actually getting into the Infineon Raceway newspaper.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
This girl's
that
got
was.
you got some national attention already.
Yeah,
Sweet.
It was like a dream come true for me that day. It was very exciting, and I was at a race the day before and wasn't doing so well, and my mom was like, okay, I was going to hold this until morning, but because you're so upset, we're going to go meet Danica Patrick tomorrow, and I was like, oh my gosh, and my day
Yeah.
totally changed. And
Yeah, I'm sure that's enough. What a way to pep up a day, huh?
Yes.
Sweet. So I'll get back to that, Johnny. Well, I guess Ron looks like Ron would be in no show. We've got about 25 minutes left. I'm gonna try to get a hold of him, but if we can't, we'll get back to the show here. Oh. Why is that happening? Oh. Don't got to do 707 on the phone. This is where we twiddle our thumbs and wait for him to answer. Yeah.
Probably didn't see it on TV, so he decided he wasn't going to watch.
Well, we had talked, and he'd seen it on the. All right, yeah, maybe he didn't see it on. Yeah, he didn't see it on. Maybe didn't think it was worth calling in. He didn't see it on TV. Well, that's okay. You know, we got you here, Johnny, and we get back to you. And anytime anyone wants to call in, 707-462-1407. She's going to hang out with us for the rest of the show. And again, we're going to be doing some tour stuff, which we're going to be looking for sponsors for that. I know we're going to be going to the Lakeport. You'll be able to be on the show too, because you'll be flagging. So I know you'll be flagging, but you'll be able to probably
She'll
be on
flag and I'll go on the show.
on our pre-shows.
I would be
Maybe her
horrible
flag?
at flagging,
No,
just so you know.
or maybe have her co-host when she's not racing. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be starting out there, and we're looking for sponsors for that tour too, and to make it work out.
I think it's a really good deal. I mean,
it is a good deal, and our camera people, they work really hard, Johnny, especially too. And I wanted to give a shout out too, now that we're kind of getting things kicked off here for 2012. A big shout out to Terry Larson over at Triple S Media Productions, she's our executive producer, and you don't see her much here, but there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that you don't see. That she's helped us brush up our sponsorship package, and it's just an awesome thing. But anyway, yeah, 707-462-1407. Now, Johnny, let's take a break and talk a little bit about NASCAR. I'm sure you got some NASCAR things on your mind right now.
I have not heard a thing about NASCAR yet.
Are you serious?
It's football season. You've already been around racing for, 40 weeks out of the year.
Right.
I've really not checked into any. I've not heard anything about racing. I know that I think that Kurt Busch got set down by Penske is pretty much all I know, and I don't even know if he's picked up a ride yet to race yet, or
Yeah.
really haven't heard.
But I also heard some rumors that more sponsors have dropped off.
That's probably true. The economy's still hurting.
Which can't be good for mainstream NASCAR, and it can't be good for local racing either. I don't think.
I don't think it's good for any of the sports that are out there right now. If you look in the stands at about any sport, you're going to find out that the crowd counts are down, but TV ratings are up. So they don't want to tell you that end.
Well, that's part of the reason why we do this. Is I would really like to see things with, especially the go-karts. We need more fans in the go-karts.
Right now there's nothing in racing right now. On Racing West, if you're very familiar with Racing West, it's a website where a lot of people get together and talk about racing. There's nothing on there either, and that's what I was wondering the other day when I was sitting in the flag stand. Why can't this stuff be pushed on to Racing West and make it where you get the go-karts and the kids some exposure? I guess it's just probably somebody getting up there and doing it.
Nationally, no, they should be more on a national level as far as sites and publicity is concerned. Because Blair does a lot of good for the kids out there, and it's just a real shame to see that the fans that are there are mostly family and people, and some friends. But I would love there to be a way to where we could get some outside people to come in and watch these. I'd love to see those grandstands filled up.
Out at Petaluma, how they're always filled in. Out at Petaluma Speedway.
Petaluma? Is Petaluma?
Petaluma Speedway with the sprint cars.
Oh yeah, the sprints are huge.
Filled up pretty. Yeah, I love going to those. That's what I do when that season starts. I'm into that, and I'm doing my own racing. But
right, you'll see that. You see, that's kind of what I would like to see with the Outlaw go-karts too.
Well, I think
these kids are the future. This is why I enjoy having the youngsters on my show. They're the future of they're the future of racing. Mm-hmm. These are the ones that you're gonna watch 5 years down the road and 10 years down the road, or hopefully sooner for you, down the road, and be changing the channel and see them on there. Mm-hmm. A lot of these people started out, and NASCAR drivers started out in Outlaw go-karts. There needs to be more publicity for it. I think you get the more publicity you get, the more sponsors you can get too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Didn't Tony Stewart start out in the go-karts and moved up to sprint cars?
Jeff Gordon did. I know Jeff did.
He did. He did. Jeff Gordon did as well.
I think both of the Kurt or Busch brothers did the same thing too. It probably starts in the foundation starts in go-karts.
And then moves up. That's where it all. If that's what seems to get it all starts. That's the foundation. Mm-hmm. That's the foundation. It seems to be the upheaval of auto racing. I'm having trouble tonight speaking of auto racing. It seems to me that this is where the publicity should start. Because we're seeing you are seeing national stars, being brought out of them.
Well, right now there's not much going on, so I don't know why that there's not more availability to read and stuff on the internet about the kids and what they're doing. It's just going to take someone to step up and start putting articles in there and shoving them off to these distributors that can put them out on the market for people to read. I'll talk with Nadine about it, because Blair brought Bob and Nadine Strauss into the go-kart department now, and I think that you're going to see a big change there now, because I think that you're going to find
Oh,
Blair.
that's why I've been seeing him hang out there. I've seen Bob and Nadine over there at the.
We've raced for. I've
track.
been flagging for 2 years now, and well, this is actually the third year. And the first part of it, there was basically not a rule, and now it seems like they're starting to get rules involved, and I think that we're getting more karts now. When Red Bluff doesn't run, we get a tough one. Red Bluff
yeah.
comes.
Right. Yeah, when Red Bluff doesn't run, I notice there's more people there and more carts. I don't want to, so that's cool. I also wanted to talk about tonight. Wanted to do some preseason talk in Ukiah Speedway. If you know anything about that right now, I've noticed some big changes have happened. We were talking about it earlier. One of the big changes that happened is Blair Aiken has actually took in the Airport Auto Brokers late models series. And do you know any details on that and what he plans on doing with the series?
Well, I can tell you I'm excited, very excited. We're going to do a little bit more traveling this year. We picked up a couple races in Shasta, or up at Shasta. Of course, Shasta be lucky if they even have a season this year, because they're having promotional problems there. And
I was going to ask you about that. What happened to Rick Faith?
it's just
Did he back out, or?
well, I think a lot of it is he wanted a little bit more money, and they weren't
Right.
willing to do that. The state's in trouble right now. We got a bunch of facilities that are on state property right now that are in jeopardizing even running. I hear Lakeport's is not on that. I mean, Ukiah is not on that list, but Lakeport's on that list, and I think that they've been pretty much cleared for their season, so they'll have a full season in racing this year. Roseville, they're just all these guys are up in the air because the state, our governors cut back money.
Lakeport will get it cleared.
Well, they got
I'm
theirs
sure.
cleared. They're cleared. They're fine.
They'll clear it. I know they will. They always end up pulling a rabbit out of the hat, and same with Ukiah.
Ukiah is not even on the list, but that's
Oh yeah.
it looks to me like that can be a factor in the future as far as stock car racing and on the state facilities. So we've got, like I said, we got a couple races. We've got a couple races at Roseville this year. I think 2 in Stockton, 2 up in Eureka, and I think 4 or 5 at Ukiah. So we got a full schedule. There's still some things that are in the makings right now that I'm not aware of, that I can't really tell you a whole lot of stuff that's going on, but
Right.
once that stuff's all cleared, it'll be put
I
out
know
on
one
the
of them,
internet.
and we've had them on the show too. One of them, what we talked about last year, is they were going to be looking to expand the Ukiah Speedway track.
He's been working on that still.
He's still working
got,
on that.
He's been moving dirt, yards and yards and
Yeah,
yards. And
they're
dump truck
wanting to
full.
do they're wanting to have a 2 different pit roads, and outgoing and ingoing, and
Out
ingoing,
the way in.
and basically the stage is not going to be there anymore. The track's going to be further that. And I also was talking to Nadine too, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm hearing there might only be about 15 races this year at Ukiah, because other places they're going. So it may only be 15, and then it'll be dark. Working with other tracks, which I think is a very smart thing that Ukiah has
I
actually
think that's
done.
what's probably going to happen, is that there's more traveling things that are in the makings right now. So
Right. Yeah, that sounds about right. And back on the Ukiah thing too. That's another thing I would like to see as far as fans. We had a lot of fans out there for the free nights. That was great. You got a couple of free nights. I think we should continue that this year. But for those of you who are watching, I know how the economy is, but it's the best $10 you'll ever spend. And I mean, just to watch those bombers. You know what I mean? Have you ever seen those bombers? Those are pretty cool, huh? Have you ever watched a
I
bomber
haven't
race?
seen them yet.
Oh, those things bang into each other. And if racers like Rex, come watch a bomber race. I know there's been, I know what, we do, Ukiah does kind of a bomber bash every year themselves too, don't they?
yeah.
Right. Yeah, so there's, a lot of things happening with the, divisions, and I know the Legends also are Legends now, or the Legends are out now a part of the Airport Auto Brokers as well.
I'm not really positive.
You're not positive they're going to do that this year?
I'm not. No, I'm not at all. Really, to be honest, I think that's what we're in the
Have you
makings
been
of
out of
doing.
the loop, Johnny?
I think that they just don't tell me everything.
You're
I'm not
you're-
worthy enough to hear
You're
everything.
chopping off the map, man. What happened?
I know.
You're
I
usually
know. I'm
the
just
man
not
of-
saying.
You're usually the man of info.
It's not my job to say.
He's usually the man of info. Yeah, he's trying to keep it on the hush hush.
Be honest with you, I don't know. I know that we got the modified tour season 2 that might go back to back with the late model series this year. So other than that, I talk to Blair every week, and
Yeah.
we haven't
I'm
really.
just trying to throw some news out there. This is how many months away are we from the new season? And I want to get publicity. I think April is usually when it starts. And I kind of really want to give publicity out there. I really would like to see people in Blair's grandstands too, that people are watching. Like I said, it's a very exciting thing.
It'd
You
be
know, not only
interesting.
the Bombers, but the Legends deliver too, and the late models, and you know, there's a lot of changes going to be happening. I understand. Nadine and Bob Strauss are in there now. So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm just excited. I'm all excited.
Yeah, I'm
about doing
excited
it,
too.
but-
I got goosebumps talking about it now. I kind of wish it went all year round, and
Oh no.
well, I guess not. But for those of me who are and the fans, well, right now we've got good weather.
The fun
and-
part's working with the kids. I enjoy working with the kids. It's just like a step down a little bit, you know, from the high intensity that you do with, you know, flagging for $2 million worth of equipment. I mean, that's a lot of money. When someone makes a mistake, who's the one that gets it first? Me, you know.
I was
and
going to ask you. You seem to be more at ease. You seem to have a lot more fun doing the kids thing,
It's a lot more. Yeah, it's a lot more fun.
right?
You know, they what's fun about them is it's just not, like I said, it's not the high intensity, I got to do this thing. You know, they just go with the flow. You know, 1 minute
Right.
they're out racing looking like an adult, next minute they're in there playing like a kid. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's it's kind of fun. It's really kind of fun. I still don't know half of the people there. You know, they all look, once they got face masks on, helmets, they just, you know.
I know.
I didn't know they had that many girls that race. I really didn't. And there's a lot of girls that race.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. You know, NASCAR has a thing called Racing for Diversity. We've had them on the show here before. So, yeah, I mean, that's really cool. I enjoy going to the tracks. I enjoy, you know, for once I really enjoyed sitting there and watching and not announcing, but I enjoyed being a spectator.
See,
I don't get to do that too often.
I'm
So-
not a good spectator. I don't like to
You're not
spectate.
you don't like
no.
to spectate?
I like to know. I like to be right in the middle if I can.
You like to be up there flagging or whatever you can do. And yeah, so, you know, Jennifer, I want to give a shout out to Jennifer Aiken and them too. They're working really hard to get this thing going. Like I said, I really want to see people in the stands. So there's got to be something that they can do. I don't know if you got suggestions, Johnny?
You know, I think the free thing was a really good deal, but you know, you got to pick up the pace with a sponsor of some kind to get in there and kind of offset the bill. It costs a lot of money for Blair to put on a show, not for just the stock cars, but for the go karts as well. You got insurance; it's got to be there.
Well, I noticed too. They didn't they up the fare? Isn't it $20 to get in now?
For
Over in
what?
For Lakeport, or am I wrong? Is it 15 still?
I think the Lakeport's always been pretty cheap. You know, David and Danny McIntyre over there really kind of kept the price
No,
down.
no. I'm talking about the Outlaw
Oh,
go-karts
they
that happened at the indoor.
Yeah,
the
they-
go-karts are 15 to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I know that it costs money, but I would try to at least bring it down to 10.
They're not making a whole bunch of money there. You know, it's like I said, once they pay off the insurance and pay their officials, and you know, I'm kind of expensive. Maybe I don't know. No, I'm not expensive.
Johnny, how much you charge
I
him
can't say.
$1,000? You
Nope.
charge him $1,000 to flag?
No.
Right. Well, we got about 11 minutes left on the show, and if anybody wants to call in, 707-462-1407. We still have time. I don't know what happened to Ron tonight. He had some pretty exciting things.
It's probably just the first show blues, you know.
Yeah,
Tech
you know,
doesn't show. Wrong
It happens. I know when we got here, I want to give a big thanks to John Glasgow, who came here on last minute because we couldn't get a hold of our tech when we got here. We almost didn't even have a show tonight, so at least we got a show out of it.
Just don't talk to him, Shannon. Just don't talk to him.
No, he's busy. I just wanted to give him an honorable mention, though. Anyway, again, we got about 10 minutes left in the show. 707-462-1407. I want to go over some announcements. The Checkered Flag Talk Show goes on tour, on a road tour, I guess we could say, you know, local. We haven't done anything over here yet. Well, we did the Ukiah Speedway's finale this year, but we're also going to be at a couple of races. Now, I don't know whether we're going to be able to start next week or not. I got to look at finances. See, that's another thing too. It costs money, and
Right.
we've got Fast Loop Plus on board, but we're going to be going to the. That's another thing I think would help with the publicity is we're going to be. I initially want to have a camera out there and have put this on film and put this on TV8. We can have these. I think that would help too, having these.
That'd be good.
Yeah, having them filmed, huh?
That would be nice, yeah.
Yeah, and having them filmed locally. And so I'm going to be going on site there and doing the Checkered Flag there. And, of course, the Daytona 500 party. You know, the Moose Lodge, who's the family fraternity, you know, we've done some events there. And, you know, they're wanting some of us to do our sports events there because they show NASCAR there, too, at their bar. So that and the Daytona 500. And then, of course,
at a bar?
Mike.
At a bar? Sure.
Yeah, I think Mike. Well, no, it's not at the bar. They have the open area there where people sit in the dining room. So we wouldn't necessarily do it at a bar.
I'll be early to that show.
I'm sure you will. Yeah, you'll get an early start on that show too.
You bet.
that's one of the places we're going. We're also in talks with Mike Lindell and the Lindell Sports Stop.
That'll be a good
I think
one
that'll
there.
be a good one to have. My plan there is they have the screen in the back room with the doors shut. You know, we can actually have those open to the public, and we could use that screen for somewhat of a Tron. And one of the other big improvements we're doing here with the checkered flag is what I'm hoping to do, and I got to talk to the tech about it too. And the guy here is hoping to be able to get people to call in on Skype, so we can have them on video.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool. And we're also working on, and boy, I'm going to kick myself for not having his name down, but we talked about it on Facebook. He's a paralyzed racer. He races a dirt sprint. We're actually looking to get him on the show. I'm hoping we can actually get him out here. Businesses that are watching, hopefully we can get him sponsored to get him out here and get him live. That or we'll have him actually call in. So those are the things that are going on with the checkered flag. Well, we have 10 minutes left, and we're out of material. We're out of things. I don't know.
That's your 10 minutes. What do you want to say?
Yeah,
We're
the
just
next
gonna
10
listen
minutes
to
is
you.
yours. Anything you want to say in the last 10 minutes?
Not really. I don't really know what to say. I've pretty much said everything that I could think.
Yeah, she has. Well, I guess we could sit here and jibber jabber and 707-462-1407 if anybody wants to call in.
How are your grades?
My grades they're doing good.
Did your dad threaten you with a car? Gotta have good grades, can't race?
He did.
He
He
did.
said I have
he's
to
done
have like C's at the least.
You're
But-
smart, though. You should have A's.
I
I'll
have
have to talk
A's
to him
and
after the
B's.
show.
I have A's and B's. I think I have 1 C.
Good.
So I have good grades.
Good, good.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So if your grades are good, he actually buy you a car too.
He's already bought
Get
one.
you a car.
I
No,
wish.
a regular car that you can drive when you turn 16.
Oh.
Or is he dreading that right now?
I think he's dreading that because
Oh.
we already have my sister who just got her license a little bit ago. So she's
Really?
Did she
Yeah.
tried her hand at racing, you said?
Yeah.
And how'd that go?
Not so well.
Did she race your car?
No, she
Melissa's?
drove my cousin Marissa.
She tried it once.
Yeah,
But I understand
once.
I understand that she is sports athletic though.
She is. She's a cheerleader, and she
Sweet.
used to do softball for, I think it was like 7 years, and she did ballet.
Well, sweet. Well, see, it
So-
goes to show that racing's not for everybody. Yeah, you gotta really know what you're doing to get out
So
there.
your cousin's a 55 car?
Yes,
She's been on our show
Marissa
Oh,
before.
Polizzi.
Marissa Polizzi. We've
Yeah.
had her on
Yeah.
here before. Yeah.
Good kid.
And
Good
yeah,
kid.
well, yeah, we'll I'm sure we can get it worked out with. But I think we want to get Tess on here for the next one.
You should. You
I know.
definitely should.
Yeah, we got to put her in the spotlight since this is her debut year.
Who's
so I
this?
think
Oh,
it'll-
that's the girl that
Tess
just started?
Moore.
Tess
Tess
Moore. Yeah,
Moore.
you guys should definitely get her on here. She was telling me that she wanted to, and she
And
would
this is
think it was
this
fun.
is actually her first year ever being in the
Yes,
car,
it's
right?
her first season.
As I've
actually,
only
yeah.
heard her name mentioned and seen her on Facebook through mutual friends and other people that race. So I didn't know that she actually had gotten behind a car.
Yeah.
Wow, because I got some questions. I got some questions for her.
Boy, I do too.
She
Yeah.
would. She would.
I bet
I
you do.
don't.
No, I bet
Hey,
you do.
you gotta start somewhere.
Well, having never raced before, and then her able to, I wonder how she was able to get behind, how she was able to get the money together, never racing before and starting so late. Because she's like what, 16?
Yeah, she's turning 16. Yeah,
Turning 16,
this
wow.
month.
Did she start? No, did she start? We'll ask her this too. I don't want to take away questions for the show, but did she start out in the beginner box? That
No.
No.
I didn't think so because she's a tall girl.
Yeah, it's been just a couple months that she's been racing.
She started her position this week too, I believe. Her last race, she started her position. Yeah, she didn't go to the back.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
so that
was-
See, that takes a lot of. You know, you don't want to be anybody's way. At the same time, you want to race too.
She would definitely be a good person to be on this show. She would definitely be.
Yeah, I'm
good.
definitely looking forward to it, and I wish she was watching now. We had, wow. So we had actually, man, it kind of
She was
stinks.
saying that she was gonna watch, but she had cheer. So
Well, you know
she
what?
said she'll watch it after.
We'll show, we'll post it up on YouTube tonight or by tomorrow night. But I want to say something. I mean, Johnny, and I'm not just saying this, but putting her, she's got to be something in racing. Is putting her name on here. Did you notice we've had the biggest response of people that are going to watch the show when I put the invites out. We've never had that many. I think what was there, 40 or 50? I
Oh,
think?
really? I didn't
Oh
go
my
back and
gosh.
look.
We had near 50 invite accepts on there.
Oh my
So that means you got
gosh, it's a
50
lot.
disappointed people
Yeah.
because they couldn't watch it right now.
Oh well, I'll put something out over Facebook.
But it
Again,
is-
I hope they understand how technology works.
But you're live right now on her local on Ukiah's local station, right?
Oh yeah, she's live on
There's people
Mendocino
watching.
Access Channel 3.
Yeah.
So there's got to be people
There's
watching
people
here from
watching.
Ukiah.
That's
Right.
now that's a lot of people that
I know, I
like-
couldn't believe that because we've never had that many on there before. And I'm not just saying that because I'm not just saying that. That's true. I've never
I
had
just can't believe
50.
that.
Yeah, it was weird. It's like
it's so many
I
people
put your name
who
out there and it was like
It's a
50
star in the
people it.
making.
She's a star. Yeah, she is a star. Well, that's one thing we can talk about too, Johnny, is with the public access, because they gotta make their money too. So I'll definitely put that on there. If I keep dropping this thing, man, I don't know how many times I've done that tonight. But public access is great. Having shows like this. One of the things that they offer is I think it's at $36 a year. Just nod. Don't understand. $36 a year. $36 a year for a whole year for a membership. And you can actually have your own show on here. So you think about that. If you live in this area and you wanted to have your own racing show, you could do that for $36 a year.
That would be fun.
We could have the Jenna Perkins. We can have the Jenna Perkins show.
The Jenna Perkins show.
What? Where does she live? She lives in Santa Rosa. Well, they got a huge. Santa Rosa's got a huge one down there. We haven't started something. The Jenna Perkins show.
The Jenna Perkins show.
Yeah,
It's even a ring to it.
it actually does, doesn't it? Anyway, $36 a year there, and then of course I got to give a shout out to Channel 8 because you can watch our replays. Yeah, I got to do that too. We haven't announced where you can see us, huh? That might help. You can watch us here every Monday night at 7 p.m. And then the replay is again at noon on Saturdays. Am I correct? Yeah, I see another thing noon on Saturdays. And then of course on Channel 8 Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. for those of you who are in Lake County area, for the Lake County area there, and that actually gets put on their website, which is laketv8.pegcentral.com, and it gets automatically uploaded. So there's so many ways to watch our show if you can't see it live. So there's that too, and of course Channel 8 is $25 a year for their membership. Like I said, this is what we're doing here with the public access. So we're hoping that more people come out here and they're hoping more people come out here and do their own show.
It's a lot of fun. It's fun, it's because of things like this. You get the kids out here, and it's so funny to watch the kids come in and behind the screen, they're acting like kids and running all over the place, and then when they get on TV, they're straight up and do it sometimes a better job than I do.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I would have to say that she was so good tonight that
probably one of the best ones I think we've
have.
had.
We definitely have a
Co-host.
have a co-host in the making, to fill in.
I would definitely do
Yeah,
it.
that would sound like a lot of fun. Maybe we get you for if you guys aren't busy on the 26th, we can get you out there for the Daytona 500 party.
I would have fun doing that. I love NASCAR and going out
Sweet.
there
Well,
and
you just can't drink, so.
Yeah.
But you can have free tri-tip dinner.
I
there
would
you go,
enjoy
free
that.
tri-
Definitely enjoy that.
Hey,
And-
John, I think you should go, man. Free tri-tip. If you go out there and maybe, oh, I have an idea. For certificates, maybe Channel 3 could go out there and do something. That'd be great.
More the merrier.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of good
Yeah,
things.
the more the better.
I think
and
we've
you would get free tri-tip at the same time. So, you can't beat that on the 26th.
I think
think
I'm
we
gonna
got
have
the
my
deal in her
dad
car.
take me out there so I can go out there and.
Just so she can take her out there so she can host. But I think she's already thinking about the tri-tip though. Yeah.
You better watch it because you have to be small for racing, huh?
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine me in a box stock? It won't work.
No, definitely.
Johnny, I can't imagine. When you told me you raced, I couldn't imagine you getting behind a car anyway, because you seem so on it out there when you're flagging, and seeing how you get into it with the racer is what sometimes does happen in
I
your
know,
line of
there's
work.
a gentleman
I could
right
never
there that's
picture
watching
you
me
behind
race.
a car. What?
30
I don't
seconds.
think I've ever pictured. Well, yeah. Okay, 30 seconds, folks. Thank you for watching. Jenna Perkins, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you
Stay
so much.
tuned. Next week, same time, same place, 7 p.m. You never know. Hopefully, we'll get Tess Miller. Blah.
Malore.
Tess
but-
Miller. It's pronounced Miller?
Malore, yeah.
Oh, wow. See, I'm already in
It's-
trouble for pronouncing her
it's
name wrong.
different.